Hi, it's Danielle. This is my perfume journal where I document my love of perfume. If this is the first time you have visited my channel, welcome. I'm very glad you're here. I'm in the process of a massive downsize, not just with my perfumes, but my entire house. We are getting ready to make a pretty major move in the next few months. And so today I am sharing 10 perfumes that are on the chopping block, and they are all discontinued. Discontinued perfumes are among the hardest to get rid of because the longer they have been out of production, the harder they are to find. But I have been preparing for and starting the process of downsizing, and I realize that the stuff we have is just stuff. If it can be replaced, great. If it can't, that's okay too. These are not living, breathing, sentient beings. They are bottles of perfume, and no matter how attached I feel to them, they are still mere possessions that can be parted with. We'll see about that. So off we go with this tray of discontinued perfumes that are up for declutter. So first up, we have four of the original Phlurs. Before Phlur rebranded and exploded in the perfume space, they were making a small handful of perfumes in these square opaque bottles. Obviously, they have done much better as a business since transitioning to making perfumes that have more of like mass appealing profiles, but these four perfumes are from their original line. Probably 10 or so years ago, when I first discovered niche perfumes, I ordered a Phlur sample set, and they were all so different from what I had been used to smelling. So even though Phlur has changed a lot over the years, I still really appreciate that they were one of the brands that introduced me to perfumes that didn't have that like perfumey kind of mall profile that I was so used to. So first up is the perfume that I loved on first sniff, and that is Greylocke. So when I first smelled this, I thought it was very like a gin and tonic-y kind of a smell. It smelled like juniper and salt to me. And even though juniper is not listed as a note in this perfume, there is like an evergreen quality about it, and that comes from pine resin. It's very earthy, fresh, green, and dry. I still think it smells like a gin and tonic, but it doesn't have like the bubbly effervescence of tonic water. It's very, very unisex, and I think it's one of Phlur's more interesting OGs. So next is Olmsted and Vaux. That was created by Natalie Benaroux, who did a bunch of perfumes for the original Phlur line, including Hanami, which was their really, really good nutty fig perfume that made it all the way through the rebrand, but then it was discontinued maybe like 3 years ago. So Olmsted and Vaux is one of the fresh green scents in the OG Phlur line. It has notes of mate, orange blossom, shiso, and ginger lily. It's a really nice perfume, but this one is going to have to go. I am also saying goodbye to SC59 by Natalie Benaroux. This is also a fresh perfume in the OG Phlur line. This one leans more like punchy, citrusy than Olmsted and Vaux, which is much greener. This is amber, orange blossom, lemon, ginger, and mint. And finally, we have Moab, created for Phlur by Ralph Schweiger, who is probably best known for Eau de Merveille from Hermes. So Moab is spicy, powdery, woody, warm kind of a composition with clove as the hero note. There is tonka and vanilla and a little hit of jasmine. And this was Phlur's warm and cozy perfume in the original line. So I'm definitely going to have to pull a couple of mils of each of these into a small decant vial to keep. Since these are discontinued, I'll put them in my little Osmotech, but I am definitely ready to move these along. I can hear some of you yelling at me through the screen. I am moving Nirvana Rose from Elizabeth and James is leaving the collection. This is the line from the Olsen twins, Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen, that, in my opinion, is one of the best celebrity perfume lines ever made, and all of the perfumes are now out of production. You can still sometimes find them around on the secondhand market. Maybe once in a while you'll find a bottle pop up on a discount site as if some inventory somewhere has been unearthed in the depths of a warehouse somewhere. So this is a very straightforward rose geranium. It leans more deep red rose than like petally dewy rose. You really have to like a vintagey, almost sharp rose to get along with this one. This is well loved in the fragrance community, and so I know that this is going to end up going to a good home. The lingerie brand Agent Provocateur used to make some really affordable bangers once upon a time. And from my Agent Provocateur collection, this is one of only two that I have kept. Maitresse is essentially at its core a like neo vintage boudoir rose perfume. It has a lot more going for it than just straight up rose. It has a little bit of powderiness, a little bit of like aldehydicness to it. There's a little bit of like a buttery floral aspect to it, and a very nice, very smooth, suede base. This is lovely stuff. So I know that there are a ton of Agent Provocateur fans out there, and I hope this will go to one of them. Okay, I just sprayed this. I don't know if I can declutter this one. This is Secret Obsession from Calvin Klein. This was a blind buy for me because I love, 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 love the original Obsession so much. And I really wanted to try this flanker. The notes sounded amazing. Plum, tuberose, orange blossom, sandalwood, amber, vanilla. I was like, okay, this sounds like the love child of Poison and Obsession born in the 90s. Now, what I get from this perfume is kind of like a soapy Coca-Cola. I have seen this compared to Féminité de Bois from Serge Lutens. I can sort of see that, but they're more like distant cousins than sisters. I really thought that I was ready to declutter this one, but after I just sprayed it, I don't know if I can let this one go. This one might end up back on the shelf. I don't know. I'll keep you posted on Secret Obsession. It was up for declutter, but now I think I might be changing my mind. So this is Amande from Solinotes. Solinotes is a super duper affordable brand that makes single note composition. So this one obviously features almond. And this is just a really nice, straightforward almond perfume. You do get a little bit of those cherry aspects that sometimes come out in an almond perfume, as well as a little bit of that Play-Doh-y vibe that you sometimes get from perfumes that have an almond note. This one I think I'm going to give away to a friend who might enjoy having a little almondy perfume to add to their collection. So this is Abercrombie 8. I purchased this little partial just for nostalgia's sake. This was one of my signature scents in my early adult years. I still remember going to Abercrombie and purchasing it very, very excitedly. And so now in my AARP years, I wanted to see if it still smelled like I remembered it, and it totally does. It is a very fresh, aquatic, cologne heavy scent. Cologne is the material that gives that aquatic-y kind of melon aspect to a perfume. There are citruses, watery florals, vetiver, and this was so much fun to smell again. I think what I'm going to do with this one is decant a little of this into a vial to keep for memory's sake. And maybe there's going to be somebody else out there like me looking to sniff a memory once again that I can pass this along to. Okay, this is a tough one. This was probably the hardest one to decide. I'm definitely going to pull a decant of this. This is Philippe Starck's Peau de Soie. It's by Dominique Ropillon. He created this for the architect designer in honor of his wife. This is a sheer musky skin scent, but what I love about this and what sets this apart from the many, many skin scents out there following the super viral explosion of Glossier U is that Peau de Soie offers some really nice aromatic qualities in the profile. There is something about this that smells like you took a bunch of dried green herbs from your spice cabinet and marinated them in the materials that make this perfume smell musky and skin-like. I love this perfume. Decisions have to be made. This is a very large bottle, so this one is not going to be coming with us. It will be finding a new home. So there are some of the discontinued perfumes that are leaving my collection, maybe minus one. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for spending your time with me here. Thank you for chatting perfumes with me in the comments. I hope you have a really great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.